I was recently in a call with some very experienced coaches, and we talked around it a little bit until I actually blurted out and I said, well, in my opinion, most Scrum Masters are really not up to date on Scrum as a technology. And the other coaches agreed. And I think this is a big issue in the Agile world. First of all, if you want to become a Scrum Master, there are no real hurdles, right? There's a 2-day class. It's not rocket science from a knowledge perspective. You don't have to go off and study it for 5 years. The knowledge is pretty simple. But actually being a good Scrum Master is a totally different story. And I think one small but important part of that is that, of course, you have to stay up to date on the technological developments of the Scrum system itself. Yet what I see in reality is that in a lot of organizations, most Scrum Masters, and I'm talking 80 to 90%, are completely behind the curve. They don't know anything about the Scrum patterns, for example. So for example, if you ask about the interrupt buffer, interrupt pattern, they don't know anything about it, but yet then they're running into problems with their teams that could easily be solved if they just stayed up to date. And so I have to say, I'm sorry, but the whole notion of Scrum is such that if you are a Scrum Master, if you're the person that helps the team to improve continuously, that also goes for you. And you can't just take a course for 2 days 5 years ago, get a high salary as a Scrum Master, go around and talk about how cool you are if you're not up to date on the technology. So that doesn't mean you have to take courses all the time, but you have to be knowledgeable. You have to stay in the discussion, because otherwise you're really not helping your team. You're actually hindering them when your job is to make them better, more productive. And that has to start with you. Otherwise, you're not a Scrum Master.